Hey everybody, it's Carlos. Welcome to This Week in the Booth for the week of 9/1/2025. So, this video is going to be a little different than what I've done in the past, and that's because there's not a lot to record at the moment. However, I do have a few lines to record for an upcoming audio series called Raven's Gambit by W.S. Klass. I get to play the Marshal Darian Thorne. This story is an episodic series that's inspired by a D&D campaign. In fact, to peak nerddom, right? W.S. Klass, in creating these characters, let the dice decide their personality traits. So I thought that was pretty cool. We will be recording lines for that tonight for an episode that I'm in. But before we even get into the recording, I want to talk about a couple things. And that is just a gist on where new VOs, new narrators, new voice actors in general can find some work. And that is not necessarily paid work because, personally, I'm not about undervaluing our labor. And that's just not something I'm with. However, I understand we need to eat. You know what I mean? And that being said, doing unpaid, I like to keep an unpaid project going, at least as I can, because I'm a nerd and I like finding creative, fun things to be involved with. And also from like a business side of things, it's something else what my name's attached to, right? Because full disclosure, I'm not going to gatekeep anything. So we'll talk about the nitty gritty types of stuff as well. But I initially, when I started, I got on Casting Call Club, and I still have my profile on Casting Call Club because there's things like YouTube stuff or comic dubs or even some indie video game stuff on Casting Call Club. And you can audition even if you don't get anything. Getting into the habit of perfecting your process for auditioning is only going to make you more efficient going forward. And it's a low risk chance to get you used to your recording software, to get you used to your process and honing your process and honing the edge that is your craft, right? On the Emery Stone of Casting Call Club and low risk auditions. So I highly recommend making a profile there. It's a place where your name is. You know what I mean? So as far as like getting indexed on the internet, you want to have your name out there. You know what I mean? If your name's not out there, it's not going to be found. So I highly recommend Casting Call Club. It's very interesting. It's cool. They also offer some services. I'm not sponsored or anything. But yeah. Also, if you're looking for things like indie video games, as much as I'm not a fan of X, the X platform, there are a lot of indie developers on X. I know there's also some on Blue Sky as well. But what I'm trying to get to you is it's not, VO now is not like VO was, 30 years ago, where you'd get an agent and you'd make a full-time income just from your agents. I don't have an agent yet. That is an ongoing process of submission and stuff like that. But there's all kinds of criteria you want to meet before you even try to get there. Basically, I think if you're diving into VO, right, the first place you should check out is iwannabeavoiceactor.com. There will be a link wherever this is posted, YouTube and Patreon. And it's an awesome free resource, a wealth of knowledge. I also am going to work on creating a playlist or several playlists to attach to my YouTube channel where I will compile videos from other creators that are that are solid info, right? That I've confirmed and I am through my own experience or what have you, that are solid info. And definitely whatever creators end up in those playlists, go follow them for sure. Because what I am not is a coach. I'm not a coach. But there are great coaches out there. And there are coaches out there that share information as part of their business, right? But yeah, so that the information is out there. So it's up to you to absorb it, to find it and absorb it. But one thing I'm not going to do is gatekeep information. And because I wouldn't want that done to me. And I found that VO as a whole so far, other voice actors have been nothing but supportive and uplifting. So it's awesome. Let's get into recording. So, my character, Marshall Darian Thorne, I only have, I think, 2 lines in this episode. I'm just going to do 3 takes of each. I'm a little frustrated because I cannot find my dog clicker, which I use to separate takes. But I'll have to make the noise with my mouth. So, all right. So, here we go I have 2 lines this episode for Marshall Darian Thorne, and I'm going to do them in ABC format, which is all the way through once, all the way through twice, and then all the way through again. That way, the creative director, in this case, Bradford Wilson, VO, has some choice in the matter of what lines are used and stuff. Camera's over there, not over here. Here we go. We need structure. Not chaos. Tactical hierarchy. I'll take command. That's 1. That was all the lines for this episode. But we're going to do it 2 more times, and I'm going to double take the character sheet to make sure I'm hitting the mark how it's supposed to be hit. Let's see. Just so y'all know, Marshall Darian Thorne, the way he rolled was lawful good. He is 25. If you guys are interested in the stats, I can always give you that. For those of you that are interested how the stats rolled, his strength is 14 plus 2 modifier. Dexterity is 12 with a +1. Constitution 12 with a +1. Intelligence a 10. Wisdom a 10. And charisma is a 16 plus a 3. All right, here's the background for this character. Darian Thorne is the 3rd son of a noble house in decline, trained in battlefield tactics and statecraft, lacking the wealth for war horses and armor commissions. He turned to charisma and leadership, forging allies and commanding presence through sheer force of will. His voice lifts spirits, and his sword inspires courage. A king is a king. We need structure. We need structure. All right, take 2. Take 2. We need structure. Not chaos. Tactical hierarchy. I'll take command. We need a king is a king. We need structure. We need structure. All right, take 3. We need structure. Not chaos. Tactical hierarchy. I'll take command. Let's give a listen to those. All right, throw my chain on there. What I mean by chain is my effects chain, which I already have for my voice and stuff. All right, so I'm going to get that off to Bradford, and that'll be that for now until it comes out.